What's going on, everybody? This is another Druuill video. All right, hit that like button, hit that share button. Don't forget to subscribe. Be careful of people who claim that they're trying to help you. All right, some people are only trying to help you for their own benefit. Some people will come to you when you're in a time to where you may need some help or you may need assistance, right? And they'll see that, and what they'll do is they'll already have a plan, and they'll already have a plot put together, because what they do is they scheme on specific people, and you don't want to be a person that gets schemed on. So you have to be careful if you're in a vulnerable situation to where you may need help from someone, because there are people that take advantage of people in that position. And if you're a good person, if you're someone who really, is in need at that time, you may think that this person actually has your best interest at hand, but most times people do. There are people that actually do like helping folks. There are people that actually do good, do good deeds. But then you have people who are only trying to help you because it's like they want to own you pretty much. Or it's like if they help you, it's like you owe them for life. You have to avoid people like that. And it's real easy, because you can cut people off as soon as they're done helping you. And it may seem like you're using people. And I know using people isn't what you want to do. So if using people is not what you want to do, it's best you cut them off anyway. All right. As soon as someone helps you and you see it turn left, like they start to ask you ridiculous requests, or they start to put ridiculous demands on you, and it becomes unbearable, or it just seems like it's too much, or if it feels like nothing you do is enough, then it would be your best bet to either get that help and not deal with people like that. All right, once you see that a person will change or switch up after they help you, that's not help. That person is basically trying to run some type of game on you, and you have to be careful of that. All right, so people sometimes will help you because they can get something from it. All right, they're either trying to help you so that way they can guilt trip you in the future, and you have to be careful, because if someone is trying to do that, they're going to try to play on the type of person that you are. And depending on the type of person that you are, you got to be careful that they don't play on your good nature, because people do that all the time. They'll see someone that is a certain way, or someone that they know that they might be able to persuade to behave or to engage with them a certain way. So you have to be careful. And this isn't blaming anyone. This is just a warning shot. Pow, pow. All right, we're not blaming anybody. All right, the blame game is dead. It doesn't do anything for anyone. All right, blaming people is a waste of time. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't change anything. It's just dead. All right, so blaming people is dead. So that's not what we're doing with this video. So the main thing you want to do is just, if somebody's going to help you, cool. When people help you, right, it comes from God directly. Even if it comes from somebody else, somebody could give you this, somebody could give you that. Whoever is helping you or whoever is doing something for you is coming directly straight from God. Okay, so you don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel like you owe someone anything. You don't have to feel that you need to do anything to make up for what somebody did for you. It's nice, it's good, but unfortunately, like I said in the beginning, sometimes it's never enough. There are people who will take advantage of the fact that they'll see that you're a giving person, and this is how cold this type of manipulation is. It's that they make you feel like what you're doing is never enough. So you pretty much have to go with your gut instincts. So you have to know that what you're doing is enough. If somebody gives you whatever, it could be everything in the whole entire world. If you give them something that you have and that's all you have, and that feels good enough for you, if it's not good enough for the other person, that's too bad. All right, if you're doing something for somebody and it's not good enough for them, then that's too bad. If you're doing something for someone and they appreciate it and they value you for it, that's something different. But people who don't appreciate what you do, stop doing things for them. All right, the minute something is not enough, the minute something should have been something else, it's over. All right, if you keep dealing with this type of person, all right, they're going to become very detrimental to you and your life and what you're trying to do with your life, because people like this, they have no ending, they have no stop. It's nothing is going to be enough. All right, and it's okay for people to be like that. You just have to make sure that you do your best to avoid them, because if someone is not satisfied, or if someone is ungrateful, and they know that you like doing good when someone does good to you, you have to be careful. All right, people get people like that all the time. So if you're going to do something good for someone because they did something good for you, that's fine. Leave it at that. If someone helps you, you don't owe them more, you don't owe them less. You don't even owe them anything. All right, people who help you, you don't even owe them anything. And that's just the real deal, truth. That's just the honest truth. Don't let people tell you that you didn't do anything for them when you did, and don't let people make you feel that you're not doing anything for them when you are, or when you were doing your best or putting your best foot forward. A lot of people end up putting their best foot forward for people, and then they end up feeling guilty, like they're not doing enough, and they end up doing more and more, and then they end up doing more until they don't have anything left, or they end up doing more until it just becomes crazy. Like if you continue to do too much, right, people are going to accept it and not respect it. So you have to be careful with how much you do for people, even if somebody did something for you. Oh, this person is great. This person helped me. This person came through in the nick of time. This person was there for me, this, that, and the other. That's fine. And appreciate that person. Be grateful for what they did. Be grateful for be grateful for what they did. But don't allow people to use you. That's all I'm saying. Don't allow people to use you. People like to hold things over other people's heads, especially if they've done something for you. All right, that's not somebody helping you, that's somebody putting you in debt. All right, be careful of people who help you that try to put you in some type of debt. You owe them something. Somebody helps you, you don't owe them anything. Don't fear. And this is where a lot of people get caught up at. This is where a lot of good people get caught up at, because people who have been either abused or went through some type of trauma, sometimes they have disorders, sometimes they have issues, things that they're dealing with, and people prey on that. People will prey on the fact that they see that there's something in you that they can manipulate. All right, so you have to be careful. And this is why it's important to know what type of person you are. Even if you aren't into any of the things that I talk about in this video, if you have an issue, if you have something wrong, if you feel something's not right, or if you are not too strong in the area, make sure you do research in that area. Make sure you try to figure out how you can turn it around for yourself, for your own life. So that way you don't, when you do run into people, they can't make you a target. They can't try to run game on you, and they can't pull the wool over your eyes. All right. There are a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. All right, especially in the day and era that we're living in today. All right, there are a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. A lot of people are, perceived as one way, or trying to look one way, or trying to be taken one way, and they're a totally other person than you might think on the outside, on the inside. On the outside, people can show you or make you think they're whoever they want or whatever they want. All right, that's fine. One thing is that you have to just keep it real with yourself, be transparent with yourself, and realize who might, be real, who might be fake, who might be using you, who might be trying to take advantage of you or the situation that you're in. It happens more often than you might think. And there are people who know how to work this game on folks. They know what to do. They know, oh yeah, they know the right things to do. They know the right things to say. And once they feel that, once they realize that you're comfortable, or once they realize that you're ready to go, or once they realize, they see that they have you where they want you, basically, it's off to the races. All right, people there, I mean, who, and you gotta think about it. I know you wouldn't, or maybe you would. Hey, who knows who's watching these videos? People who are positive, they don't want these types of interactions. All right, people who are trying to do their best, they don't want these types of interactions. All right, it would be different if you were to put something into someone and you would get something back, like some more help, or you would get like it would be reciprocated. You know, it would be different if what you were doing would be reciprocated. But if it's not reciprocated, it's like being underwater and you giving your air supply away to someone, and there's no way that they could give it back. That's like some of the people that you give to. It's like you're giving, you're putting into them, and then when it's time for someone to put into you, or it's time for them to reciprocate or give back, then they're empty-handed, or there's nothing there, or you know, they look at you like there's something wrong with you because you're looking at them for it being a uneven relationship between the two of you all. All right, so you don't want any uneven relationships. All right, you don't want uneven relationships, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, whether it's a significant other, a business partner. You don't want people in your life, right? And you don't want to deal with people that, I got something for you. All right, you don't want to deal with people that will let you put into them, and then they don't expect to do anything back for you. And it's just, that's how some people are. Some people will, you know, it'll be evens. You'll help some people, or you'll help someone and somebody will help you back. Don't help people that have a problem with with you wanting something for what you're doing. All right, do not continue to deal with people who have a problem with you seeking reciprocation for the actions that you're displaying, the things that you're doing for them. There's nothing wrong with wanting a reciprocative relationship, friendship, any kind of dealings with other people. It should be equal. It should be reciprocated. It should be even. You do a little, I do a little. No one should be carrying the whole entire load. All right, no one should be carrying the whole entire load. And if you're that difficult to deal with, then people shouldn't deal with you. And if another person is difficult to deal with, right? If another person is difficult to deal with, don't deal with them. It's not going to be positive for you to help or to give or to do. And then when you feel it's your turn to be given to, or to be helped, or to have someone do something for you, you get looked at like you got 5 heads and 21 eyes. It's just, what are you talking about? And there are individuals like that. You could do anything for them, and they'll have 12 reasons why it doesn't mean anything. And this is what manipulators do. You could be doing your very best for someone. They'll make it seem like you did the absolute worst. They'll make it seem like you didn't do enough. And what that makes some people do early on, before they become hip to, you know, the game that somebody's trying to run on them, is that they make it seem like what you're doing is never enough, because what that really means is what you're doing is really good. All right, what you're doing is really good, and this person is trying to make you do more because they know that what you're doing is enough. I mean, they know that what you're doing is good, but the thing is, it's not good enough for them. And if a person like that isn't willing to reciprocate, that's called a parasite. That's a energy drainer. That's a vampire. Someone that is willing to take and not willing to give back in any kind of way. And when it comes time for them to give back, they have an attitude with you, or you're at fault, or how dare you for asking, or anything like that. Someone like that is trying to play you, and you don't need someone that's trying to play you. Who wants to be played? You? No, not me. All right, so avoid people that are trying to run it's never enough, it's not good enough, that type of game on you. You could be doing your absolute best. You could have put your all, right, into what you did for a person, or for what you're trying to do for something that you're working on. If you're putting your all into something and you're not seeing other people put that same type of energy into what you're trying to do, it's time for you to fall back and put that energy and that effort into you. All right, it's time to fall back and put that effort and energy into you, because it's being wasted if it's not. With you putting out all your energy and effort into another person or into someone else's thing, because there are people who have worked on groups with people and then somebody took everything and dipped off. Like this one dude who was working for Zeus Network. He had people do this, he had people do that, and he ran off and took all the credit. And there are people who will swear up and down that that's not who they are and that they're not like that. You have to be careful about people like that. Be careful of people who be like, I'm a real one. People, when they say they're real, it never really resonated with me like that. You know, it's different if somebody's having a conversation and that just pops up. But for somebody to just keep out of the blue, just, you know, they're real. See for yourself. You don't have to be mad. You don't have to blame. What you have to do is set boundaries. Don't get mad at people for being who they are. Don't get mad at people for what they want to be. All right? There's nothing to get mad at. Set boundaries. If something is uneven, if something is not being reciprocated, then it wouldn't be best for you to continue on in that situation. If you're working for someone and they're taking your idea, right? That happens all the time. People at work, they got an idea, somebody over them takes the credit. You don't need people taking your credit for your ideas. Who wants somebody taking the credit for their ideas? You got some good ideas. But the thing is, people, because of either past trauma, all right, people are afraid. Sometimes people have issues that they're dealing with. So that's why it would behoove you to do some research on what you're dealing with. And one of the issues that we're describing in this video, right, is called codependency. If somebody knows that you have abandonment issues, right? If somebody knows that you have any type of issue, all right, and it's not their duty to be a good person, or they're just not on that wavelength, you know, they don't want to be good, they want to do what they want, you know, bad to the bone, that's okay, do what you want, but they don't let them do it to you. All right, that's where you got to draw the line in the sand. Don't let them do it to you, especially if they're trying to kill your dream. All right, if you have goals, you have dreams, you don't need to be helping nobody but your damn self. You don't need to be doing anything for anyone. And don't let people come into your life and distract you. Don't feel you're being a bad person because you tell somebody no. Don't feel you're being a bad person because you have a friend, because you have someone special in your life, because you care about someone. Don't think that you're being a bad person because you tell somebody no. People will, the same people who you say yes to that aren't reciprocative with their energy and their time and resources, the same people who will want you to say yes will tell you no. They'll take a yes from you in a heartbeat, but within that same breath, after they ask you something, hey, can you do this for me? No. They'll be like that. Avoid people like that. Avoid people who you go out your way to be there for and to help, right? Avoid people that you go, I'm talking about go out of your way. I'm talking about people you done made time for, people you done dropped everything, right? And used your last dime for, right? You know what? Boom, let me help. You know what? Boom, let me do this. You know what? Boom. You're gonna get your blessings, right? God sees that you have a good heart, and not that you're doing anything to get anything, but God sees that you have a good heart. And when you truly help people, right, genuinely, even if you don't get anything back for it, it's okay, because you know what type of person that you were. All right. This is why people will argue with you. This is why people will get defensive. This is why people will get mad really fast. You can't even have a conversation with them. This is why people will get like that, because they know, you just smile at them, right? They know that you're right, and they can't take any idea about themselves that's less than what they already think. So when you're dealing with people who have narcissistic disorder, personality disorder, when you're dealing with people who have their own issues, right? Because people who behave like this aren't normal. They have something that's wrong with them. Everybody has something that's wrong with them that they need to fix. We all have an issue here, a problem there, something that we need to solve or resolve. Get you some spray, resolve, all right? Everybody's got some type of issue, all right, that they have to work out. But it can't be worked out around certain environments and certain environments around certain people. They may cause more trauma, more damage, and make your trauma worse. If you're trying to heal, right? If you're trying to heal, what you're going to have to really tap into your intuition, right? And you're really going to have to tap into how you feel about people. See what type of energy that you get from people. If you get anxious around certain people, and they may even gaslight you about it. A lot of these types of people, they will project onto you several ways. They'll make you feel a certain way, and to try to throw you off about how you feel about them or the situation, what they'll do is they'll say that they feel the same way, or they'll say that they're going through something similar. But what they're really actually doing is seeing in real time what they're doing to you and how they're making you feel, right? So it confuses you, and so it throws you off. They try to project onto you that they're either feeling it too, or they're going through something similar. They're basically trying to relate to you through the trauma that they're causing, so that way you don't put a separation between you and them, because you see that something is off or something is not right with the way that you're being treated. All right. So if there are people who are telling you what you're doing isn't good enough, you don't have to do anything for that person anymore. If they're making you feel bad about what you're doing, and you know, right? You know that it was all you had, or you were doing your best, or it was the best you could do at that particular time. If it's not good enough for them, that's too bad. All right. And you don't want to be so pressed. You don't want to be so pressed to have someone or to be with someone. You don't need nobody that bad. You don't need friends that bad. Have some belief in yourself and put your own ideas out there. All right. Be your own friend. All right. Be good to you, and other people will too. If you're good to you, other people will be good to you too, because they'll notice, well, you know what? This person is that good to themselves. I see this person is really good to themselves. I'm good to myself. If I'm going to be good to them and what they're doing, it's going to be good to me and what I'm doing. Be careful of people who aren't really good to themselves. You have to be careful of people who aren't truly good to themselves, because that's going to sooner or later be put on you. If they're not good to themselves, sooner or later it's going to show up where they're not going to be that good to you either. All right. So I'm not sure who this message is for, but I know it's for somebody out there. Stop being so nice to people. You don't have to be nice to anybody. If people are either going to like you or they're not. So if you're somebody who can feel energy, and sometimes you can feel other people's energy, and if that makes you uncomfortable, you have to find a way to balance that out. You have to deal with what you're feeling, right? Because number one, it's not even real. So you have to observe it from a point of view to where it's not you, but you acknowledge it, you recognize it, but you know it's not you, and you don't take it in, you don't absorb it, you don't let it become you, if that makes sense. All right, anything that I'm explaining that you may not understand, feel free to book a consultation with me. My email is in the description of this video. All right, and I do charge for them, just so you know. So be careful and be wise about who you're dealing with, right? Don't just help anybody. Don't just be nice to anybody who's being nice to you. Be careful about the people that you allow to enter into your life around certain times. If you just had a death in your family, right? If you just moved to a new area, if you're going through something, those are vulnerable times where people might try to prey on you and take advantage of you. So you have to be careful. You can pick up vibes from people. The thing is when you ignore them, then that's when the anxiety comes. That's when bad things happen. That's when things can go wrong, because you're ignoring the signs that God is trying to tell you that something isn't right, or something may not be meant to be, or something is not supposed to be. So once you can recognize that, whatever it is that you have to deal with to get back on the good foot, or to get back in, good graces, or to get your peace back, or peace of mind back, or whatever you need to get right, you're going to have to go through that. So if it's working on something by yourself instead of working on it with who you were working on it before, or whether it's, instead of being in a group, now you're doing your own thing. Don't be afraid to do your own thing. You don't need people like you think. It's helpful, and it's convenient, and it's good when there are other people who can come into your life and be a helping hand. But what's behind that help? What's behind that helping hand? Is it manipulation, or is it genuine love? Is it genuine care, genuine friendship? All right. So certain things you shouldn't be looking for from people anyway. All right. Love yourself. All right. Definitely love yourself. All right. Ain't nothing like that. So, and it'll help you. It'll help you stay happy. Not everything is going to go the way it's planned. Sometimes things work out. Sometimes things don't. But the best thing you could do is focus on you and make sure that you're being good to yourself. Your life will be so much better. Things will be so much easier, right? Because you're being good to you. Don't go off being good to other people, especially if they don't deserve it. All right? And people don't deserve you being good to them if they're unappreciative, if they'll talk down to you, if they'll belittle you, if they don't have good things to say about you, if they don't treat you right or treat you good, if they're always being negative, you shouldn't put up with that. You shouldn't deal with that. All right? Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Don't forget to subscribe. Be careful about who you deal with. Pay attention to these signs. Watch out for people who try to make it seem like you owe them something, and watch, because they're trying to play you. And watch out for someone, if you do anything. I don't care if it's go get somebody a cup of ice. If they complain about it and say it's not good enough, don't do another thing for them. Don't do another thing for them. See what happens. Tell them no. Don't be afraid to tell somebody no. Save yourself the frustration. You don't have to get upset. All right? Being nice is a disease. You have to kill it. You don't have to be upset with yourself. You don't have to be mad at other people because you're doing things for them when you know you shouldn't. If somebody asks you something and they ask you to do something and you don't want to do it, or you can't do it, or it's not in your power to do it, don't stress yourself out. Don't do it. If there's something that you can't do, don't do it. And another thing, don't allow someone to make you feel bad for not being able to do something. Don't make somebody allow you to feel bad, because that's what another thing that they'll do. They'll try to play on the fact that they know that you either want to, you want to do something good for them or please them some kind of way. Don't be a people pleaser. Don't please people. All right, you don't have to please people. They should already be pleased already just by you being there. And if that's not enough, then that's too bad. If somebody is not pleased with your presence, that's too bad. We're not saying be a freeloader. That's never what we're saying. We're not saying use people. That's never what we're saying. What we're saying is free love, fair exchange, reciprocation. And if nothing is being reciprocated, then it's outdated. If it's not being reciprocated, it's outdated. So the best thing to do is make things even. And if you can make things even, if you can find people who you want to work with you and you want to work with them, right? If you're the person that's always doing something and nobody else is doing it, those aren't your friends. All right, that's not the best people for you to be around. That's not a good group of people for you to be around. All right, those ain't your homies. You always go into the store, everybody else is chilling, kicking back. Yeah, we'll see you when you get back. Don't come back. All right, them ain't your homies. All right, everybody's always looking for you to do something. Them ain't your homies. Them ain't your people. Everybody always looking for, oh, well, what's so-and-so got? When's so-and-so coming? Or we going to so-and-so. Sometimes you want to go to their spot. Sometimes you want them to pitch in. Sometimes you want them to do something. And if they feel that they don't need to, then what they're really telling you is you're not worth it. And this ain't one of them videos like, oh, you're worth it. Of course you're worth it. We already know that. That's old news. We know we're worth it. That's why once we realize something isn't what you want it to be, then there's no reason for you to keep being a part of it. All right. It will save you a lot of trouble and a lot of dealing with a lot of people you don't have to, by just having a really swift cutoff game. You can cut people off. You don't need people. And being a genuine person, actually having, real, genuine appreciation for people, it could be difficult, because it's like, oh man, you thought this, you expected this, you saw this. You have to be careful of what you're telling yourself when it comes to other people. So what you're telling yourself about a person, that might not even be them. That might be your idea of them. You think so-and-so is so great, or you're related to this person. Family is supposed to be this. Some people could be using a family card. Some people can be using a friend card. Some people could be using the significant other card. Some people could be using the manager card or boss card or employee card. People who do these things, people try to manipulate. What they'll try to do is they'll try to find a way to have some type of leverage, or they'll see where they have leverage over you, and then what they'll do is they'll try to persuade you off of your good nature, right? Persuade you because of your good nature by either using, ethics or, logic. Basically, they're going to try to get in your mind and basically try to sell you, or basically try to get you to be a part of what they're trying to do by ways of convincing. So if somebody convinces you of something, then, you know, that's not bad, right? That's not doing anything wrong, right? But the thing is, this is where it gets diabolical. It's when somebody convinces you that you have no worth. And when somebody is telling you that what you're doing isn't good enough, and you know that it is, or for someone else it would be, don't continue to do for people who won't do the same for you. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Don't forget to subscribe. Wipe your forehead, because this one hit you right between the eyes. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.